Union Budget 2026 promises future-ready MSMEs and a Rs 10,000 crore growth fund. But are these announcements translating into real relief on the ground? Chairperson of Association of Indian Entrepreneurs, KE Raghunathan, explains the budget through the lens of MSME industries. The Union Budget 2026 has announced a Rs 10,000 crore growth fund to create future-ready MSMEs. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman spoke about creating champion MSMEs in India. From your experience, will this fund genuinely reach small entrepreneurs on the ground? How does the current budget empower MSMEs?
Most of the time, the budget gives relief to corporate sectors. The MSME sector seems to have been neglected or not understood properly of their requirements. Today, what is the problem which is magnified in the minds of the people? The US tariff which has hit them out of the blue. 6 months is over. Several meetings were held to understand the problems. Was there any solution? Prevention is better than cure, but at least cure is better than neglect. We have now moved into the process of neglecting MSMEs. We expected Honorable Finance Minister to announce an emergency relief fund for small and micro enterprises, which will protect them from any external shocks such as war, tariff, raw material shortages, container shortages, exchange fluctuations, unexpected happenings. If only this fund was created and an SOP was drawn, any relief would have probably become immediate rather than being heard and then considered and then not announced. The second aspect was the problem is not able to realize their funds in a normal manner. The government came up with TReDS platform to ensure MSMEs get the funds within 45 days. But all of us know it was a big failure. Not many people even adopted going through the process of TReDS. The third issue is raw material price fluctuations and concerns. The government could have easily come up with a ration shop for small and micro enterprises, especially through NSIC, wherein they would have given the raw material or essential raw materials at a constant price at least for 6 months. The fourth issue is marketing. Most of the small and micro enterprises depend on e-commerce market now, and which are predominantly run by foreign organizations like Amazon or Flipkart or big corporates like Jio. They have no say, they have no recourse when their payments are delayed, they have no choice in choosing their margins. It is just a one-sided deal, and the poor MSME entrepreneur has no wherewithal to face them or fight them. The government could have eased out coming up with a marketing platform for especially small and micro enterprises.
Do the new measures around TReDS and credit guarantees go far enough to solve this structural issue?
Finance Minister gave them the promise of Horlicks. That's not acceptable, expected, nor pleasing to the ears. Dear Finance Minister, you have a record of presenting the 9th budget in this country. You have shown your exemplary skills when the country went through tremendous down times, like the greatest fall of GDP when the COVID was stuck. You, with your hard work and the brain, pulled up the country and made it focus as the fastest growing economy. Why did you let the MSME die? Why did you allow the MSMEs to cry? Why have you not looked at their requirements this year should have been an MSME rehabilitation year. Where is the point of skilling when there are no jobs? Where is the point of empowering the middle income group when the MSMEs are not happy by themselves? Where is the data support to you and advice to you from the team when the going is tough for the people? We expected much more from you on MSME support this year, Madam Finance Minister.
Would you say Budget 2026 treats MSMEs as a true growth engine of the economy, or does it still see them largely as a welfare segment? What one reform do you think is still missing?
Has the government enabled a small-scale industry or an entrepreneur to be price competitive when they develop an import substitution? Just like we slap import duty on imports, we should have also given these local entrepreneurs a deemed import product status and given the same benefit of price advantage so that they are made competitive to survive in the field. The next aspect is making funds being available. The government of India or the finance minister says banks must come forward on priority sector lending to the micro enterprises. They should not insist on collateral security. Is that what happens in the reality? Not at all. You cannot raise even 5 lakhs of loan from a bank without a collateral. There is a gap between the cup and the lip. There is no point in keep adding emergency credit financing or credit guarantee schemes when the end result is not happening on the ground. The fact remains, the lending from the banking sector to the MSME is not even 19 to 22% of their total outflows. The easy announcement could have been establishing an exclusive micro and small enterprises lending bank. SIDB, which was made for that purpose, is not a direct lending institution with a spread. We would have come out with a working capital lending, bill discounting lending, as well as the term loan lending through the small enterprises with a separate norms on NPA, separate norms with subsidized interest rates, and a longer moratorium period for them. Has the government come out with any scheme which will get them faster refunds when they claim? When none of these are addressed, how can we call this budget as an MSME friendly budget?